this is kind of fun news for the Browns. Callahan was turned down a job, or not turned down a job, but turned down a chance to interview for an offensive coordinator position for the Jets.
Right.
So he could stay and be our offensive line coach in Cleveland.
Yeah. Took an extension to stay here in Cleveland.
So whenever you hear people talk about bad culture in Cleveland, I mean, that kind of why would he do that if the culture was bad here? If he thought there was no hope or there was no shot and this was, a black hole, why would he do that? Who would want to be just an offensive line coach if they could be an offensive coordinator?
It's a good point. I mean, if he was getting an interview request from the Jets, I mean, odds are there was other teams that might have kicked the tires on him a little bit,
Oh, for sure.
But he just said, no, I'm just going to stay here and take the extension to be the O-line coach for the Browns.
I mean, the Jets are kind of up and coming a little bit.
They're quarterback away.
That's all they're away.
Yeah. I mean, if they land like a Derek Carr or something, they're going to be pretty good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, I thought that was interesting.
That was great. For me, it was, the first two real big moves of the offseason for the Browns were, bringing in Jim Schwartz and then seeing that Bill Callahan decided he wanted to stay here. It's like, that's awesome. Those are two great steps forward to building this, team for next year.
Yeah, the Jim Schwartz thing is, we haven't spent a ton of time because we haven't all been together yet, but man,
we haven't gotten Justin's take on Schwartz yet either.
How excited are you?
So here's my thing. I think the nervous Cleveland fan in me is like, God, I hope this works. God, this has to work, right? But as far as I think it came down to two guys. I think it was Flores and Schwartz. I love the fact that he's coached the team. He can run the defense. That's his. I honestly, I think Stefanski going into this year should have some hands-on a little bit with everything, but Schwartz will handle that defense. And then we've talked about it. He's just kind of nasty. He's got a kind of an attitude about him, and everybody talks highly of him. But I'm super excited. A lot of people talking about wide nine and stuff like that for Myles Garrett, like how you can line up a gap out. But they say you have to have strong interior tackles.
Yeah.
So sight's set on that right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Andrew Berry, get to work.
Yes. I said I'm just super pumped they didn't try to outthink themselves. Mm-hmm. There's two, I think, candidates that were clearly above the rest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And they went with the one who I think you could probably keep longer term over. I think Flores would have been a one and done, and he'd have been a head coach again.
That's fair.
And I think you
couldn't have lost either way.
The one who probably wanted to, I'm not saying that Flores didn't want to be in Cleveland, but I think Jim Schwartz really did. Mm-hmm. I think he genuinely wants to coach here.
Yep. Yes. So, he's coming home technically.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, no, I just don't think he's not going to put up with any bullshit. We kind of saw the defense this year, like John Johnson kind of chirping at people on Twitter and Denzel Ward doing, and I just think and Myles Garrett in press conferences calling out, and I just think Jim Schwartz just won't put up he's going to hold players accountable, and he's just going to be you're going to do what I say or get on the bench. Mm-hmm. And like you said, he's not Greg Williams, but he's more on the Greg Williams spectrum.
Oh, he's gritty. He's not quiet.
He tried to fight Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, man, he's a little nasty.
Yeah,
but we need that.
We need that so bad.
We've been saying we need to be tough for it feels like years now.
Yes,
our defense needs to just be a little tougher, a little attitude.
Yes, if
this guy is bringing that.
If Kevin Stefanski's going to be your head coach and he's going to be stoic and even-keeled, I'm fine with that. That's his personality, and that's fine. But then I think he needs to have a couple people around him that have a little bit of edge.
Yeah.
Because like I said, not everybody reacts the same way. You can't coach all 53 guys the same way. Right. They all respond differently to different coaching strategies. So you got to have a couple guys on your staff that can just get into some people and fire some people up. And so I can't wait. I think the defense, as long as Andrew Berry does his job and gets us a couple of defensive tackles, defense should be super improved.
Mm-hmm.